And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we are talking. Yes, we're talking Tango! The turn-taking, silly sentence-making game. Oh yeah. It's a 4-8 players, ages 8 and up. It's a fun little light party game where you and I will take turns making a sentence, one word at a time. And hopefully, people know what the heck we're trying to get them to think about. It's fun. It's actually a good light little party game. Interested? Sounds crazy? Sounds fun? Let's open it up, check it out, and see what I think. At the beginning of Talking Tango, it is for 4 to 8 people. You can see there's a lot of different characters to choose from, 10 in fact. What you're going to do is find a character that you like that looks cool. We have Fernando and Philippe and Bentley, Bob, Sylvia, Kiki, Roz, Ginger, Margarita, Fernando, and Don Juan. You pick out one of these characters and then you get to start the game. Okay, the way the game is played is, let's say those 4 characters were chosen and they're actually sitting around the table and each of those are in front of them so you can see the characters. In this case, they're all together just for the ease of the video. And so let's say it's Philippe's turn. He's going to pick a character card, flip it over, it says Don Juan. So for this round, Don Juan is his partner. If he had picked himself, he gets to choose his partner. He also is going to roll a die, 12-sided die, this is 7. And he's going to pull over a Talking Tango card, and there's numbers 1 through 12, one for each of the numbers that are on the die. He looks at 7, and this says monkey. And so he's going to have to get the other 2 players here, one of them, to guess monkey. And so there's a timer here. There's one for 10, 20, or 30 seconds. And so when the timer starts, either one of these guys can start. It doesn't matter who. They're trying to get the other people to say monkey. So Philippe might start and say this, and it might go back and forth, saying this. So Philippe might say this, Don Juan might say is, Philippe might say a animal that eats bananas, and boom. And if they guess monkeys, then they each would get some chips. So you have 10, 20, and 30 seconds, different timers. So if they did 10 seconds, it's going to start, it's going to blink. You get to select what you want, 10, 20, or 30 seconds after you get to see what you're looking at. If you're really confident you could do it in 10 seconds, then you do it for 10 seconds. If you get them to guess before the 10 seconds over, then you get 3 chips. If you do 20 seconds, it's 2 chips, and if it's 30 seconds, it's 1 chip. So the longer time you take to do it, the less chips you get. Now if you get it right, if the other people guess it, you get those many chips. If you don't get them to guess it, you have to pay that many chips. Now you can never have negative chips. So if I went for 10 seconds and I'm going for 3 chips and they didn't say it and I had nothing, I don't lose anything. But if I had 3 chips and I said 10 seconds and I didn't get it, then they lose 3. And that's how it's played. Then the next person would start. Don Juan would pick up a card. Fernando, so Fernando's his partner. He'd roll a 12, pick up a new card. And he goes here, and 12 is onion rings. And again, these 2 would go and try to discuss, they each of them would look at the card, know which word it is, and then they both say how many seconds, 10, 20, or 30, and then it goes again. And this goes on for a certain amount of rounds. So everybody's played, everyone has been the person to roll the dice. Typically, it's 3 rounds are played, and at the end of the game, the person that has the most chips wins. Now let's take a look at some of the words that are on some of these Talking Tango cards. So look at some of these cards: Wiener, Bazooka, Venom, Rescue, Snow, Cummerbund, Venus, Bumper, Laugh, Crayons, Pinocchio, and Party Pooper. So you can see, even on one card, there's some that are really hard. Probably Cummerbund would be kind of tough. Venom maybe might be a little tough. Some of them are hard and some of them are easier. Tom Hanks, Chick, Jeopardy, Website, Milky Way, Vote, Diamond, Click, Waddle, Howl, Artist, Chaos. Trying to get them to say some of these. We'll look at one more. Aspirin, Boxers, Teriyaki, Greenhouse, Frankenstein, Dungeon, Emerald, Smoke, Music Chairs, Lotion, Pelvis, Manicure. So again, very random, very different, and some of them are harder than others, and you're just really trying to get them to guess those words. All right, there's Talking Tango. So what do I think about it? There's a reason why this game, that's an older game, is still in my collection. It's still fun to pull out every once in a while, play as a light party game. The barrier of entry is really low. Anybody can play this game. Even shy people can kind of play this game because you're working with them. They're not on the spot all by themselves. I really like the idea of sometimes during the game you get to pick who your partner is. Because as the game goes on, you'll find which people do you work well together and which people do you not work well together. And it's funny to figure that out, where sometimes it's like, oh, you and I just cannot get on the same page, and you're starting up and you both don't know which way you're going. You're like, oh, I don't want to be that person's partner again. And then later on you'll find someone that you really click with and you're just on the same page and you can't explain it. It's just there. It's like quantum physics or something. Anyway, so being able to pick your partner at certain parts of the game and then being able to bet how sure you are that you're going to get this right with this partner. It's a really cool aspect of the game. And of course, it's always fun to watch people laugh and struggle and talk about, well, what was I thinking? Well, what were you thinking? No, I was going this way, but you thought I was going that way. And it's kind of a fun fun little party game. So anyway, I like it. It's a light game. It's easy to play. It's a lot of fun. I think you should pick it up if you can find it. It's an older game, but it is fun. If you like light party games, this one's for you.
So much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.